Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning. The U.S. hits the Bahamas with a 12.5% tariff, as the U.S. says it's seeking to clamp down on imported goods produced with forced labor. The Department of Immigration says it received complaints of abuse and more than 100 unregulated structures in North Andros marked for demolition. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, July 24th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of the upcoming Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, the annual event. And later, our monthly HR series, Human Resource Series. We are talking about Leading What's Left, a field guide for leadership in the AI era. Rashad Thompson is going to be joining us to discuss that this morning. That's all ahead on this Friday. But first, it's time for the Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the U.S. has imposed a new 12.5% tariff on exports from the Bahamas to the U.S. after it said the Bahamas failed to impose and enforce a prohibition on the importation of goods produced with forced labor. United States Trade Representative Ambassador Jameson Greer announcing yesterday that the agency has imposed fresh tariffs on 60 countries for failing to impose and effectively enforce a prohibition on the importation of goods produced with forced labor. That action taken at the direction of U.S. President Donald Trump. Greer saying, quote, President Trump recognizes that decades of moral suasion have not eradicated forced labor in global supply chains. The United States has had a forced labor import ban for nearly a century and rigorously enforces it. It's well past time for our trading partners to do the same. Well, in a statement last night, the Office of the Prime Minister said the government is, quote, aware of the announced tariff adjustment and is reviewing its potential impact on Bahamian exporters. We are engaging our United States counterparts to seek clarification and to ensure that recent legislative measures taken by the Bahamas are fully considered. As the Unregulated Community Action Task Force concluded its assessment in North Andros, Minister of Works Clay Sweeting says that more than 100 unregulated structures have been identified for demolition. Sweeting, speaking yesterday at a Pinewood drainage site, saying that they've placed a 28-day notice on these structures. He says the task force was formed by the Davis administration in its bid to rid the Bahamas of shanty towns. While the task force has noted that residents of several shanty towns have included Bahamians, the unregulated communities are largely associated with Haitian migrants, and the demolition exercises frequently stirred debate over broader immigration concerns. The task force commenced its assessment on North Andros earlier this month. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Immigration acknowledging that it has received complaints of abuse by immigration officers. The ministry noting intensified surveillance and enforcement activities in recent months have resulted in a record number of deportations and individuals being brought before the courts. It says that in protecting the country's borders, immigration officers often work under demanding and at times dangerous conditions. It says surveillance efforts have increased. As these have increased, that there have been complaints alleging mistreatment and in some instances physical abuse. The statement says the ministry and department will not comment on any specific complaints under the investigation right now. It's important to remind members of the public, according to the statement, that every allegation is treated with the utmost seriousness. While it's unclear which reports the ministry was referring to in its statement, the Bahamas Department of Immigration has been subject to multiple reports of abuse over the years. Earlier this year, Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell apologized to the family of Claudia Edwards Bethel after the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council ruled that the state was vicariously liable for her unlawful detention and rape by former senior immigration officer Norman Bastia. Despite claims from the BUT, the Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson, that the government backed away from ongoing industrial agreement negotiations, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education Chester Cooper says that negotiations are underway. He says the government continues to be at the table. Meanwhile, Cooper touring schools yesterday, saying that he's confident that ongoing school repairs will be finished in time for the 2026-2027 academic year. From the courts, a man who tried to kill his ex-girlfriend while she was at work, sentenced to 15 years in prison yesterday. 35-year-old Leslie Ferguson trespassed on the property of Bahamar Grand Hyatt on November 4th, 2024, before tracking down his victim and stabbing her multiple times in the back. Ferguson pleaded guilty to attempted murder and received the sentence as part of a plea deal when he appeared before Justice Renee McKay. He will receive credit for the time spent on remand. The court heard that Ferguson gave a security officer a false name and claimed that he was a new hire at the sugar factory. He was denied entry, and the security officer called the establishment. Undeterred, Ferguson accessed the property through another entrance 15 minutes later. He asked another employee for directions to the housekeeping department. After being shown the way, Ferguson attacked his ex-girlfriend with a knife as she sat in the briefing area. Police officers arrested Ferguson, who was detained by the resort's security officers. When questioned about the incident, Ferguson replied, quote, "I blacked out. I don't know." And also from the courts, a man will spend the next 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to raping a woman during a burglary in 2023. Kumar Lloyd took a plea deal when he appeared before Justice Renee McKay yesterday. As part of the deal, prosecutors dropped charges of burglary, armed robbery, and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. Had the case gone to trial, prosecutors would have led evidence to show that Lloyd was one of 3 masked gunmen who broke into a home on Marshall Road in New Providence around 5 a.m. on January 8th. They tied up a 59-year-old man and raped his 33-year-old wife. DNA linked Lloyd to the sexual assault. The intruders robbed the husband of $3, his wedding band worth $2,500, and a $250 cell phone. His wife was also robbed of a Movado watch valued at $600, a pair of sunglasses, and a Kindle tablet valued at $150. And the Ministry of Works has begun its $2.6 million drainage re-evaluation project in Pinewood Gardens, a community that's been plagued with severe flooding over decades. Works Minister Clay Sweeting said the government is ensuring that the drains in Pinewood are ready for the rainy season. Installation of lift stations scheduled to begin during the third week of August with a completion time of 12 months. Official noting that in the meantime, to service the existing 60 wells located in Pinewood. Overseas, more on the U.S. tariffs. U.S. President Donald Trump going ahead with new double-digit tariffs on dozens of U.S. trading partners just as the clock runs out Friday on stock posed after a stinging defeat at the Supreme Court. The United States will slap taxes of 10% to 12.5% on imports from 60 trading partners, accounting for 99% of U.S. imports, charging that they have inadequately enforced bans on goods produced by forced labor. The new tariffs will take effect just as temporary 10% worldwide tariffs expire at 12:01 a.m. Friday. Trump had turned to those temporary levies after the Supreme Court struck down his biggest and boldest tariffs in February. Now he's tapping more durable tariffs under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974, which permits the president to impose import taxes and other sanctions against countries found to engage in unjustifiable, unreasonable, or discriminatory trade practices. Trump used Section 301 to impose big tariffs on China in its first term, and they survived court challenges. More Section 301 tariffs are likely coming. The U.S. Trade Representative Office has launched a probe into whether 16 countries, accounting for 70% of U.S. imports, have overproduced goods, pushing down prices and putting U.S. companies at a disadvantage in global markets. The administration has yet to complete that investigation. A series of explosions sounded near a military base hosting U.S. forces in northern Iraq, and sirens rang out in Bahrain today, hours after the American military said it finished its 13th night of strikes in Iran. The conflict has flared again over the past week as the U.S. has pounded Iran while Tehran has attacked ships in the Strait of Hormuz and targeted U.S. assets and allies in the region. The Strait, which is a crucial passage for the world's energy supplies, is at the center of the latest fighting since Iranian attacks can effectively shut the waterway, sending fuel prices soaring worldwide and causing widespread economic turmoil. The Iranian-allied Houthi rebels added further pressure this week by targeting 2 Saudi tankers in the Red Sea, making good on a threat to cut off an alternative route for the region's oil. The confirmed death toll from the recent capsizing of a state ferry off Guyana's coast has risen now to 72, with more bodies recovered as a multinational team struggled to salvage the partially submerged vessel. Of the estimated 179 people aboard, 76 people were rescued. The government has estimated that 100 may have died in the accident. It could make it the worst marine tragedy on record for Guyana. Prime Minister Mark Phillips saying late Thursday that crews have widened the search area and are determined to find all those who were aboard so loved ones can bury them with dignity. The 87-year-old MV Barima departed the capital, Georgetown, on Saturday and was headed to Port Gatuma when it began taking on water and capsized in Atlantic waters off the Essequibo coast. Prime Minister Phillips said that the ferry was not insured and that the government is paying for the funeral and other related expenses. Divers from countries including Brazil and Trinidad and Tobago are trying to salvage the vessel, which officials say they hope to inspect it for any possible damage that could shed light on what happened. And two Ghanaian nationals have asked the International Criminal Court to examine years of xenophobic violence in South Africa, arguing that repeated attacks on foreign nationals could amount to crimes against humanity. The petition, submitted to the ICC prosecutor by the former Ghanaian government, a government spokesperson and security analyst, says it seeks accountability after years of recurring attacks on migrants. South Africa has experienced periodic outbreaks of anti-migrant violence for nearly 2 decades, with rights groups repeatedly urging authorities to do more to prevent attacks on those responsible. Anti-immigrant protesters in recent months blamed foreigners in South Africa for high levels of unemployment, crime, and pressure on public services. The violence and the protests and attacks on Africans prompted Nigeria, Ghana to repatriate the citizens and summon South African diplomats. The petition was submitted to the ICC prosecutor on July 15th and alleges widespread and systematic attacks against African migrants between 2015 and 2026, including killings, assaults, looting, and forced displacement. It also argues South African authorities failed to adequately prevent or prosecute the violence.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, Kara Hanna is one of 2 Bahamian judokas ready to represent the country with pride at the 2026 Central American and Caribbean Games, the CAC Games, slated to start this weekend in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Hanna has already arrived in the DR and is expected to turn in some strong performances. The Bahamian judoka qualified for the CAC Games while competing at the Guatemala Senior Central American and Caribbean Cup. She left the competition with a bronze medal in the women's 78-kilogram division. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. And after months of trying to lock down a location, the 2027 Carifta Games are headed to Guyana, as confirmed by NACAC President Mike Sands. Guyana initially expressed plans to host Carifta track and field in 2022, so as to coincide with the nation's 50th anniversary of independence. It would have been the 50th staging of the Carifta Games. However, due to lingering challenges from COVID, the mega junior regional event was relocated. Guyana again expressed interest in 2024, but Grenada won the bid instead. Guyana finally getting its chance. In 2027, the 2028 Games set for Barbados. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. First look at weather brought to you by Star General. So we've got scattered to occasionally widespread showers and occasional thunderstorms affecting the entire Bahamas today, with the greatest coverage expected across the northern islands for much of the day today. That activity is being driven by abundant moisture associated with a deep layered trough interacting with an upper level disturbance over the region. As that trough shifts over Florida by this evening, high pressure will gradually build behind it, supporting moderate to fresh winds. That pattern is going to also bring a brief lull in shower activity by tonight. So for today, there is a marginal to moderate risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas, urban areas as well, mainly across the northernmost islands and the northwest Bahamas, especially during heavy and prolonged rainfall events today. And there's a moderate to high risk of rip currents for Atlantic exposed waters and southeast coastal waters. Beachgoers and swimmers strongly advised to avoid getting into the water, especially in the southeast Bahamas. And again, swimmers should not get into water where they cannot comfortably stand. So your forecast for today, the northern half of the country looking at mostly cloudy conditions today, turning partly cloudy tonight. A 40 to 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms, decreasing to about 20 to 30 or 40% by tonight. Winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times for the north, east southeast to south southeast at 10 to light and variable at times for the extreme northern isles. For the central Bahamas today, partly cloudy to cloudy with a 20 to 30% chance of showers with possible thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. And for the southeastern islands, a mix of sun and clouds today, turning partly cloudy tonight with a 10 to 30% chance of showers with possible thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 15 knots. Temperatures today, we are looking at highs for most areas around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. The heat index will still make you feel like it's 102, 103 Fahrenheit, 39, 40 Celsius. But once again, as has been the case for many days now, the hottest part of the country expected to be the northernmost islands, including Grand Bahama, looking at highs closer to 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, with the heat index making it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to a warm 80, 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It is time to take a break, but when we come back, we're discussing today's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas. There the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Lock, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Free monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/global.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Cades Village or call 396-1100.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. 1701 North University Drive in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
Everybody Wins Live, the winning is bigger, the action is hotter, and the excitement never stops. We're giving away thousands in cash and free spins every month through our high-paying casino tournament. From spin-off to spin rush to our high-energy slot race tournament, your next spin can turn into your next payday. But that's not all. Lottery players can chase the jackpot, where every $10 lottery spend gets you one step closer to bursting the next jackpot. Will you be our next winner? What are you waiting for? Visit Everybody Wins Live to see all the ways you can cash in.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
At RBC, we think it's your ideas that build a life. And sometimes to keep an idea moving forward, you need a little help. That's why with the loan from RBC, there are no upfront bank fees. And with up to 100% financing, up to 10 years to repay, and competitive rates and terms, there's never been a better time to start the conversation. Let's talk loans. Visit rbc.com/loans today. Your idea of getting there happens here. Conditions apply, subject to normal lending criteria.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices, also on your televisions, on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. On this Friday morning, we got quite a bit to talk about in the news. We're going to get to that in a bit. But also this morning, we will get details about the upcoming annual Jeff Rogers Summer Basketball Camp. Everything you need to know for your kids. And later, it's our monthly HR series. We're talking with Ahmad Rashad Thompson on concerns that AI is going to take everybody's jobs. And he's going to discuss his ebook, Lead What's Left, a field guide for leadership in the AI era. It's going to be a very interesting discussion. Looking forward to that this morning. That's all ahead, but let's get into what is in the news. And in the news, so there's been a lot going on, and I think people are very distracted by the number of very big, catastrophic events that have happened of late. But there've been a number of fatal shooting incidents. You're keeping track of this, and every couple of days or so, quite concerning. Another fatal shooting last night. We're told a 23-year-old man was killed in the Lyon Road area off Kemp Road. He died, shot and died at the scene. So now the Tribune's reporting that the 23-year-old was out on bail and was awaiting trial on murder and armed robbery charges. And an incident early in the week, a man found dead in shallow waters in the Exumas. And you heard this on the news here, injuries, unusual injuries. Apparently, he too was out on bail. Interesting stuff. People out on bail making headlines quite a bit in the past few days. On the big story, the big headline in the National Guardian and around the world, everyone's talking about this. The U.S. added again, hitting countries around the world with tariffs. The Bahamas also on that list, hit with a 12.5% tariff as the U.S. is seeking to clamp down on imported goods produced with forced labor. Our Tanika Thompson writing about this today. The U.S. has imposed a new 12.5% tariff on exports from the Bahamas to the U.S. after it said the Bahamas failed to impose and enforce a prohibition on the importation of goods produced with forced labor. United States Trade Representative Ambassador Jameson Greer announcing yesterday that the agency has imposed fresh tariffs on 60 countries, for failing to impose and effectively enforce a prohibition on the importation of goods produced with forced labor. The action was taken at the direction of U.S. President Donald Trump. So according to Greer, President Trump recognizes that decades of moral suasion have not eradicated forced labor from global supply chains. The United States has had a forced labor import ban for nearly a century. And rigorously enforces it. It's well past time for our trading partners to do the same. Greer said, quote, today's action will begin to correct what is both a human rights abuse and a distortive trade practice to improve the welfare of workers everywhere. I am encouraged by the trading partners who have moved quickly to adopt forced labor import prohibitions and look forward to ensuring their effective enforcement. In a statement last night, the Office of the Prime Minister said the government is, quote, aware of the announced tariff adjustment and is reviewing its potential impact on Bahamian exporters. According to Senator Latre Ramming, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, quote, we are engaging our United States counterparts to seek clarification and to ensure that recent legislative measures taken by the Bahamas are fully considered. The Bahamas values its long-standing economic relationship with the United States, and we will continue working constructively toward a fair resolution that protects Bahamian businesses and maintains the strong trade relationship between our countries. Now, the USTR said forced labor, quote, may be understood as work or service extracted from a person under the menace of any penalty for its non-performance. And for which the worker does not offer himself voluntarily. The action came after 2 rounds of public hearings and more than 2,100 public comments. USTR General Counsel Jennifer Thornton said firms using forced labor incur artificially lower labor costs and as a result are able to sell their goods at a lower price than they would otherwise. They want the goods to be sold. Yes. She said the International Labor Organization estimates that in 2024, the profits from forced labor in the global private economy amounted to roughly $63.9 billion annually, with annual profits per victim of $2,000 in the agriculture sector and $4,994 in the industry sector, the highest among sectors in the private economy. She said, quote, forced labor taints the entire supply chain in which it exists. The U.S. Department of Labor's 2024 list of goods produced by child labor or forced labor includes 134 products produced with forced labor in particular countries. The list includes 34 downstream goods in particular countries that are produced with inputs that are produced with forced labor. Okay. So, if you're interested, the inputs include cotton, used to produce garments, textiles, thread, and yarn, critical minerals used to produce solar products or auto parts, fish used to produce fish oil and fish meal, palm fruit used to produce kernel or palm oil, used in various cooking oils, and biofuels. Last year, the region had to defend itself against a multi-million-dollar threat as the USTR proposed trade action that would have imposed a port fee of $1 million per port call on any Chinese-built vessel calling at U.S. ports. So the BNSI, the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, reported that exports to the United States in the third quarter of 2025 totaled $110,903,562 compared to $84,253,103 in the third quarter of 2024, so it went up. Total exports to all countries for third quarter 2025 totaled $128 million, resulting in an increase of 19% when compared to the same period in the previous year. Okay, so that's the story in the National Guardian. But earlier you might have heard me read this story from the AP, and this is a very interesting take on this. So, forced labor, that is a horrible thing. It sounds terrible. But is that what is really going on here? So we'll get to the calls in a bit. Let me just read a little bit for you if you missed this. So the Associated Press reporting that President Donald Trump is going ahead with new double-digit tariffs on dozens of U.S. trading partners just as the clock runs out today on stopgap levies he imposed after a stinging defeat at the U.S. Supreme Court. The United States will slap taxes of 10 to 12.5% on imports from 60 countries, 60 trading partners accounting for 99% of U.S. imports, charging that they have inadequately enforced bans on goods produced by forced labor. So the new tariffs will take effect just as temporary 10% worldwide tariffs expire at 12:01 today, and they've expired already. Trump had turned to those temporary levies after the Supreme Court struck down his biggest and boldest tariffs in February. Now he's tapping more durable tariffs under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974, which permits the president to impose import taxes and other sanctions against countries found to engage in unjustifiable, unreasonable, or discriminatory trade practices. Trump used Section 301 to impose big tariffs on China in his first term, and they survived court challenges. That's very important there. Those survived court challenges. So let's try it again, it seems. More Section 301 tariffs are likely coming. The U.S. Trade Representative's Office has launched a probe into whether 16 countries, accounting for 70% of U.S. imports, have overproduced goods, pushing down prices and putting U.S. companies at a disadvantage in global markets. The administration has yet to complete that investigation. Trump, who argues that high tariffs will revive American manufacturing, last year overturned decades of U.S. policy that favored lower tariffs and ever freer trade invoking the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act. He imposed a double-digit tariffs on imports from almost every country on earth, saying America's long-standing trade deficit amounted to a national emergency. But the Supreme Court ruled that the act did not authorize tariffs, and the decision forced the administration to pay refunds to importers that had paid the tariffs. In response, Trump announced 10% worldwide tariffs under Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, but he can only use Section 122 levies. Time runs out on them today. The administration initially proposed the forced labor tariffs last month. Since then, some countries have tightened forced labor enforcement and qualified for lower tariffs. For example, according to an official speaking to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity, the tariff on imports from India initially was set at 12.5%, but now will be at 10%. Some products, including oil and gas and fertilizer, are exempted from the new tariffs announced Thursday. Interesting. Also being spared are products that qualify for duty-free status under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, that North American trade pact that Trump negotiated in his first term. The tariffs drawing immediate fire from critics, of course. U.S. Representative Richard Neal of Massachusetts, the top Democrat on the House Ways and Means Committee, said, quote, "Today's forced labor justification is too convenient to be taken seriously. Forced labor is a real and pervasive problem in our supply chains and demands serious enforcement. It should never be cheapened into a pretext for a tariff policy built on dubious legal theories and personal grievances." Brazil, which faces a 12.5% forced labor tariff, called the U.S. move arbitrary and unjustified. It plans to trigger its reciprocity law, which could call for retaliatory tariffs on the United States, and take a complaint to the World Trade Organization. The Brazilian government said the United States, quote, "chose to manipulate an issue of great importance to human rights and the struggles of workers worldwide in order to accuse 59 countries and the European Union of unfair practices." Chile's Undersecretary for International Economic Relations said that the country has, quote, "solid labor institutions, a robust regulatory framework, and a firm commitment to the prevention and eradication of forced labor." Chile also faces the 12.5 rate. Let's get your reaction to it. This is some wild stuff going on here. Let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us. Facebook us. Text us. 422-4796. Just a coincidence that this ends, that this comes as the other tariffs, the others end today? Or what? What say you on this? Let's go to the text line. And again, you can get your calls in. Dwight, where is the forced Bahamas? Where in the Bahamas is forced labor? You know, I'm sure there is, but is this called for? Right, as the critics are saying, it is a serious problem. It does need to be addressed, but it's just being used conveniently so that someone can get their way. This person says here, who's surprised? From the minute everybody started talking about alternate trade and the brilliant idea of establishing trade with China. Now, look, what are you saying? Oh, boy. I said just wait and see. And as the Iran war, Epstein files, and other things go the wrong way, there'll be continued dramatic distractions. Okay, Dexter, sure. The swamp is draining, and we are caught in the spin near the drain pipe. Sure, okay. This texture says Trump is carrying out the lamb-like beast part in prophecy. The world ain't seen nothing yet. Well, okay. We need to get a refund from Roger Stone. The government wasted money on him lobbying for us. Give the money to the teachers. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, still time. Trump's changed his mind on things before. But hey, let's hear from you. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, Dwight, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, man, Dwight, I agree with that texter, man. Because it's so obvious, and America is becoming just like our government's done right now. They're doing things and pretending that people don't have the ability to see what they're doing, despite they're saying something different.
Becoming? You said...
and because, America was stunting weapons of mass destruction just to go in their way and come to find out there was no such thing. So America used things because, in the Western world, right, once you could come with a sympathetic enough excuse to why you need to go and do what you do from the view, this is what they do. So once they get put those on the media and they justify themselves that this is what's happening, this is what they do. But the world knows. America, most of everything in America, what we go to buy comes from China, right? It don't come. The majority of the stuff comes from China. Don't care what it is. So for America to be saying the things what they are saying, it's only trying to keep the masses in the same mindset that they had the masses in for all of their existence. You intimidate them, you keep them down, and then once you do that, then you could put tariffs on them, and you could just keep taxing them, right? But I don't agree with America because at the end of the day, every nation have the right to exist, not just America. Every nation has the right to exist, but unfortunately, this president is acting as if only Americans have the right to exist, and I think it's going to backfire on America, man.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate the call. All right. So this texter says here, yes, we have forced labor, packing boys in the supermarkets, and they're underage too. Well, I don't know. Again, the law here is selectively applied on the age thing. But remember now, if you offer yourself voluntarily, it's not forced labor, and that was the definition, right? Working or service extracted from a person under the menace of any penalty for non-performance, which is most of us, right? But for which the worker does not offer himself voluntarily. So if this is your thing and you show up every day and ain't nobody going to come looking for you if you don't show up, then it's not forced labor. Now, maybe some of the parents are forcing them to do these things. That's a totally different situation. Totally different situation. So more on this fascinating article from the Associated Press here, right? So you heard from the critics, human rights watchers. Well, let me get to this part. Tariffs are paid by companies in the United States that import foreign products. The importers usually try to pass along the cost by charging consumers higher prices. So we're already complaining about the higher prices thanks to the war in Iran. And now if this goes through, which it's supposed to today, more higher prices. Americans are already frustrated by the high cost of living, so the administration is taking a risk in rolling out new tariffs ahead of the November 3rd midterm elections. Human rights watchers say that it's reasonable to be skeptical of the motivation behind the tariffs, but they say the levies could make an impact on the problem of forced labor. The tariffs are being imposed on countries that the U.S. found either failed to impose or failed to effectively enforce a ban on importing goods made with forced labor. Forced labor is defined by the International Labor Organization and their Forced Labor Convention of 1930 as, quote, all work or service which is exacted from any person under the menace or of any penalty for which the said person has not offered himself voluntarily. Right? Just read that. So according to the latest statistics from the ILO, which is a UN agency focused on human and labor rights, about 27.6 million people were in forced labor worldwide on any given day in 2021. 27.6 million people. The founder and president of the Human Trafficking Legal Center, Martina Vandenberg, says, quote, "We've gone on record for years now advocating for import bans, not as a magic bullet. It's not a silver bullet, but as a potentially effective tool in combating forced labor across the globe. It's possible to be extremely critical of tariffs, as we are, and to be very concerned about blanket tariffs used as bludgeons against countries. And yet I think it's undeniable that there are response in terms of the adoption of import bans." But Vandenberg and her organization urged in testimony that the tariffs be implemented in a phased approach to give countries time to implement a ban or a plan for enforcement. Well, in a statement, the Canada-U.S. trade minister LeBlanc said that the move is not expected. He said LeBlanc, and he said Canada shares the U.S.'s objective of ensuring that goods produced with forced labor don't enter the supply chain, and they'll continue to engage constructively with the United States on the matter. Kenya Davis, partner at Boyce Schiller Flexner, and is saying that the U.S. federal law passed in 2021 that prohibits the importation of goods made wholly or in part of China's Xinjiang region or by designated entities is the most significant legislation related to forced labor that the U.S. has passed before the tariffs, but said that without a comprehensive approach that provides transparency about the investigations, what investigations have consisted of, that they're urging people to be very cautious about any enthusiasm for the tariffs in solving, if that is the intent, the forced labor issue. All right. So, but what is this going to mean for Bahamian exporters? A 12.5% tariff. That's a lot. That's a lot. Continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This texture says if forced labor is being underpaid and overworked, which is everywhere in the Bahamas. Even you talking me? Wow. Well, no, not really. Not really. If you keep showing up. Not exactly. Not in the true definition. It might not be fair, but that's not exactly this. They're people who have had everything taken from them, right? Their passports, they are told when to do anything and everything. So it is a big problem. It's a serious thing. Is it happening here in the Bahamas? I'm sure it is. I don't know what the extent is. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It would be good to know. But do we deserve this? It's doubtful. Doubtful. This texture says here, seems like Trump is trying to produce an economic environment for America to get back into manufacturing. The problem is Americans are spoiled, lazy, and their corporations prefer cheap international labor. This texture says that Trump is just mad that the Supreme Court shut down his first tariffs. Now he's coming back with another trick to tax every other country. America's acting like bullies of the world while Trump and his family make billions. What? I applaud my leader. I applaud any leader, they said. I applaud any leader that protects their citizens opposed to foreigners. Our government loves to play with America, befriending their enemies, knowing we depend on them 100%. Maybe Trump's talking about those sweatshops in the Bahamas that have trafficked people making uniforms. Where are they, texter? Who have you informed about this? And they're calling names too. Yeah? Send the names. Where's the location? Have you told the police? This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're back after the news.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And now at 8:20. Time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking to paint, your local Sherwin-Williams store has what you're looking for. Top quality paints, expert advice, and ways to help you save. Only at Sherwin-Williams, Bahamas. So we are looking at scattered to occasionally widespread showers and occasional thunderstorms likely to affect the entire country today, with the greatest coverage expected to be for the northernmost islands for much of the day. That activity is being driven by abundant moisture associated with a deep layered trough interacting with an upper level disturbance over the region. As that trough shifts over Florida by this evening, expect high pressure to gradually build behind it, and that's going to support some moderate to fresh winds. That pattern is going to bring a brief lull in the shower activity by tonight. But don't get too bring moisture, and an upper level low will support showers and thunderstorms across much of the country come Saturday. By Sunday, a frontal boundary approaching the islands will increase the risk of severe weather across the northern half of the country. As that boundary stalls near the region through midweek, repeated rounds of moderate to heavy showers may lead to localized flooding across the northernmost islands. Meanwhile, high pressure will maintain generally dry and hazy conditions across the central and southeast Bahamas through early next week, aided by another surge of Saharan dust, as a tropical wave is expected to arrive late Thursday, and that's going to bring an increase in the chances of showers and thunderstorms for the southern half of the country through at least Thursday. So a lot going on, a lot of changes back and forth over the next few days. So for today, there is a moderate risk for isolated strong to severe thunderstorms, especially for the northern half of the country. And there's a marginal to moderate risk of flooding in low-lying, flood-prone, and urban areas, especially the northern half of the country, and especially during heavy and prolonged rainfall events. There's also a moderate to high risk of rip currents for Atlantic-exposed waters and southeast coastal waters. Beachgoers and swimmers strongly advised to stay out of the water in the southeast Bahamas, and if you can't comfortably stand in the water, you shouldn't get into the water. So your forecast for today, the northern and northwest Bahamas looking at mostly cloudy conditions, turning partly cloudy by tonight, a 40 to 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms today, decreasing to about 20 to 40% chance by tonight. The Central Islands looking at partly cloudy to cloudy conditions with a 20 to 30% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms. And the Southeastern Islands looking at a mix of sun and clouds today, turning partly cloudy by tonight. A 10 to 30% chance of showers with possible thunderstorms. High temperatures for most areas hovering around 91, 92 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's 102, 103 Fahrenheit, 39, 40 Celsius. Still warmer for the extreme northern islands, with highs closer to 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius, and the heat index making it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows across the area around 81, 80 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. In your extended outlook, tomorrow, Saturday, partly cloudy to cloudy for most areas, but the southeast Bahamas looking at partly sunny and hazy conditions, turning mostly fair at night. Still elevated chances for rain and thunderstorms in the northern half of the country, a 30 to 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Only about a 20 to 40% chance for the central islands. By Sunday, cloudy for the northern half of the country, partly sunny and hazy for the central and southeast Bahamas. Rain chances elevated again for the northern half with 40 to 70% chance of showers with thunderstorms. And by Monday, similar pattern, cloudy to overcast for the northern half, partly sunny and hazy, turning fair at night for the southern half. Higher rain chances for the northernmost islands. And that pattern is going to hold well into Tuesday and Wednesday. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check. Weather check also brought to you by Nassau Goombay Summer Festival tonight in downtown Nassau. Great performances beginning at noon to midnight, and again next week, Friday, right there in downtown Nassau, as all roads lead to Goombay Summer Festival. For more information, check out Bahamas.com and follow Tourism Today on social media for more updates. And it's time for a check of traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. In your real-time traffic, we've got a few hot spots for you. We've got pockets along Prince Charles Drive. If you're heading westbound, you're going to be seeing that this morning. So near Fox Hill Road, some congestion there. Fox Hill Road backed up a bit as well. That's northbound mainly. And then a bit farther west, you're going to be seeing that near Beatrice Avenue if you're heading westbound. And again, as you get closer to Soldier Road, especially into Robinson busy for you near, and as you approach East-West Highway and Marathon Road. Blue Hill Road, heavy, but manageable, it seems. Slow-moving traffic along Blue Hill near Soldier Road, the intersection, and as you get over that hill, heading northbound to Independence. Milo Butler Highway is always heavy traffic for you from just north of the Fire Trail roundabout straight through to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Heavy, slow-moving traffic there. A bit of congestion for you on Fire Trail West, heading towards Milo Butler Highway, and that's westbound, and near Faith Avenue at this hour. Those are your hotspots. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. With NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, you can review online in just a few simple steps. Discover everything a full-service online insurance portal can do. Renew online in minutes at nuainsurance.com.
To do so much, Bank of CIBC, and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Get ready to experience the sights, sounds, and flavors of Bahamian culture with the return of Goombay Summer Festival across the islands of the Bahamas. Follow Tourism Today Bahamas for festival dates and the latest updates. The road to Goombay starts now.
Yes, we go and go. Yes, we go and go. Come, let's spend that day. Everybody say, we go and go, Goombay. Come, let's go, Goombay.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/globalmedicine.
Cool. I just paid my insurance premium online.
That is cool. But how about an insurance portal that does that and more?
NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have so much more than just a payment portal. You have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
It may be hot outside, but you can stay cool knowing BOB is backing your summer plans. That's because summer starts with Bank of the Bahamas.
Whether you're paying school fees, planning home improvements, or taking a much-needed vacation, BOB offers the lowest consumer loan rate in the country, and we will beat any rate offered by 1%.
So don't sweat the small stuff. Let BOB help you take care of business so you can get to summer fun. Apply for your BOB summer loan today.
BOB, your bank of solutions.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Simple.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's them lining up. We gon' bring it back to Bombay. We bout to line it up. Girls, them winding up. Girl, roll that bongie like it's in play. Oh, I got that feeling. Ain't nothing holding me back. Ain't nothing. So I tell all the gal them, I got that feeling. This junk canoe got me throwing it back. It's going down out on bed. Going down out on bed. Yeah. Down on bed. So we tell them, oh na na, oh na na na, oh na na, oh na na na, oh na na, oh na na na. It's going down out on bed. Yeah. Watching down the road, I like the way she roll.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with you on this Friday morning. Coming up, we're going to be getting details about the annual Jeff Rogers basketball camp. Always a great time there. And we'll get to that in just a few minutes. And later in business, we are talking HR series. We're talking about... is AI going to take your job? What leaders should be thinking about? Lead What's Left, a field guide for leadership in the AI era. Right now, we continue, though, with what is in the news. And the big headline, U.S. hits Bahamas with a 12.5% tariff as the U.S. claims it is seeking to clamp down on imported goods produced with forced labor. And this is affecting 60 countries. 60 countries were hit with this. Beginning today, came into effect today. So we're getting your reaction to it. A lot of interesting text messages. Got a call. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
Great. This is Daphne from Aberconeen.
Oh, hi. Hi. Great to have you with us.
Yeah. It's very difficult. Well, first of all, post Hurricane Dorian, our main retail outlet was our online business because we obviously lost our, previously existing retail operation. And our loyal customers have stayed with us over the years. We do ship via DHL, which, it's a costly shipping charge. But they
and you're talking about for
good.
export, for outside outside the country. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
For export. Yeah, and I have to commend DHL. They've been very reasonable with keeping costs as affordable as possible. However, even with our most loyal customers, I mean, we have online customers for over 10 years. When they add the cost of the shipping, which is $35 minimum, plus now an additional tariff, which was 10%, now going to 12.5%, we already lost some of those customers.
Wow.
And unfortunately, they say, we love your product, we want to continue to buy your product, but, it just becomes unreasonable.
So
and
you
most of our customers are from North America.
Wow. So you were not happy to hear about this yesterday, I'm sure.
Not happy at all. Yeah. And, we had a recent visit to Abaco with the Ministry of Agriculture and spoke directly with the minister and his and the permanent secretary about this issue, and I was reassured that they were in discussions trying to address this issue. I mean, with the millions of dollars that we import from the USA, I mean, do we even know where those products are being transshipped from other countries?
This
They're
is
not
what
made
people
in
are
the
saying.
USA.
Yeah. This is what people are saying. So you're not involved in forced labor, are you?
Well, no.
Yeah.
And my understanding of this issue of forced labor, is America concerned about forced labor in the Bahamas, or is it concerned about us supporting countries that have forced labor, like in the education, in the medical, in imports from other countries? Unclear. But as far as I am aware, there is no forced labor in the Bahamas.
Well, they were making a case for
Give me an
the.
example. What would be an example of forced labor in the Bahamas?
I know they were trying to make a case that the Cubans were in a gray area there, right? But I don't know if it fits the traditional definition. I'm not sure.
And my understanding is that the Bahamas government is now working with and paying directly the Cubans.
Doing what the U.S. was saying that we should do. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought we were in compliance. So, this is very concerning, and I hope that they can come to reasonable understanding. And we're still considered a developing country by international standards, although people don't want to think about us as being a developing country. We are, and especially in the area of manufacturing. We have such limited manufacturing that we exercised, we had a duty-free tariff across the board with the U.S., which helped us to be able to stay in existence. For that to be even 10% was challenging.
Yeah.
Now, this basically is telling me, forget it. You're out of the export business altogether.
Well, I was going to ask you. So, I mean, are you serious? Is that what you're going to be forced to do?
Well, let me ask you, if you're a customer importing, let's say you've got a $100, $200 order coming into the U.S. where shipping and delivery is basically free. If you were purchasing something from the U.S., now you've got the $35 minimum cost for shipping, plus now you're going to pay 12.5% duty. I don't care how much you love my product.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to think twice. There are other neem producers in the world. We might have the best neem product, and you may be getting great results. And in fact, we've had people say, we've bought on Amazon, we've bought neem products and we're just not getting the same results, and they come back to us and they buy our product. But there's a limit to how loyal a person's going to be when it starts hitting their pocket.
Yeah. Wow. I hope there's some resolution, Daphne. This is very scary. But I know we will be in touch. Keep us posted. And we're wishing you all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope that our government is aggressive in their negotiations so that, it doesn't put our small country manufacturing and exports in total jeopardy. And thank you for raising this concern.
Thank you so much, Daphne DeGregorio with Abaco Neem calling in there. Wow. Let's take a couple more calls. We're running out of time with this segment, but good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. You're live.
Hi, good morning. Is it tariffs that are being imposed on us for importing foods
No.
that were produced by forced labor?
Exports.
Or-
For exporting, exports. So everything
they're
that we
saying that-
export to the U.S. would a
Well, so they're
12.5%.
they're not. I'm just trying to get it straight. They're not saying that the exports the things that we export. They're not saying that we are causing forced labor to produce these foods, but we have food in the country that are being exported to the U.S. by forced labor. Is that it?
They've put this tariff on the Bahamas because we have not complied with their rules on forced labor. So everybody who's in the export business here, their goods are going to be 12.5% costlier.
No, that I'm saying. They said it is because we're producing this food, or is it because...
Whatever it is, not just food, but whatever it is, yes, that's what we're trying to figure out, right? Or is it because
It doesn't sound, no, but it doesn't sound like they're saying that we are the ones producing these foods. We are getting foods that are imported into our country that is exported to the U.S. Like,
What?
to me,
What?
that are produced because of forced labor. Hello?
I'm not understanding what you're saying. They're saying that we're not abiding by the manufacturing or the goods producing policies they have against
the
forced
corn.
labor.
All right, let me use an example. The corned beef. We do not produce corned beef, right? Doesn't it come from South America or somewhere, Venezuela or something like that?
Don't think about that. This is hurting the exporters in the Bahamas. Exporters in the Bahamas. You got to ask Trump the questions or the U.S. Embassy that you're asking. But this is for the exporters. So like you heard, Abaco Neem just called in. Other people in Crawfish, for some reason, they're saying the Bahamas has forced labor. We're looking. The government says they're going to look into it to get a clearer understanding of what they're talking about. But they put this on with everybody. Yeah? Okay. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
I think this should be a very interesting conversation. You know, we say we support certain things, right? But on the back end, it's a system. You know, it supports our way of life, and what we use and what we use to do business with, So I don't know.
I mean, what do you mean exactly?
Okay, we are against forced labor, right?
Of course.
Okay, but you had an earlier call, and a lady spoke of how business is going to be impacted adversely by this tariffs. Yes. You see, I think, but I think, it is a much needed conversation. But in a country that is still developing, we are not making, adequate use of our resources. We have to depend on the import of goods from other countries. You see?
Sure. Okay. Yes, and these things are going to be more expensive now because most of these countries, 99% of their trading partners of the U.S.,
Yes.
have been hit with these tariffs. So costs are going to go up here. But again, the few manufacturers we have here are going to be suffering probably doubly as hard, right? So their costs to help them with whatever they manufacture are going to go up. And they're going to likely, as Abaconim was saying, that the people who are interested in buying their products, that number may shrink as it just isn't cost effective. So can you say screwed all around? Yeah, it seems. It definitely seems that way. We'll take one more call. I got a couple of messages to read. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Hi, yes. I think I might have been inadvertently cut off. What I was trying to explain to you, maybe it is that we are importing food in our country from countries that is a result of forced labor. And so I don't think they really mean that we ourselves are forcing people, forced labor. And so it's going to affect the food that we export to the U.S. because we are importing food like corned beef that is the result of forced labor. Okay? You understand now, right?
I get what you're saying. You're not quite. I get what you are saying.
Okay,
but that is not it. I mean.
Oh, you sure about that?
I mean that's crazy. That's kind of crazy. But okay. I mean, they got to prove that they don't have forced labor too. But that's not quite the language they're using. They're saying that the companies in these countries are using forced labor, right? And that is affecting prices on the global market. But maybe you should be a part of our negotiating team and see if that can work, what you're saying there. But costs are going to go up. What you buy, you mentioned corned beef, probably will go up. And our manufacturing sector may completely shrivel up. It's possible. All right, some messages here. This person messaged through the app, which you can as well. What about the forced labor for cobalt in the Congo? What about it? Yeah, that's a problem. No one's saying that forced labor doesn't happen. It is a serious problem. Yes, that is going on, absolutely. What about the forced labor to extract gold that enters the mainstream gold market? Yeah, that terrible things are happening. Sure. Yeah, the section saying her argument is that, well, okay. Some people say they try to get us to only buy goods from them. Okay. This text says here, the announcement is saying that we are importing food produced with forced labor. Our exporters are being penalized for the country's lack of enforcement concerning international labor laws. I think it's bigger than that. I mean, it could be. That's a stretch. That's really, really crazy. As Abaconim said, right? Daphne said, we are a developing nation. We don't produce much at all. You can't control those things. We've got a whole lot of American products here. Mostly American products. The percentage compared to other countries, if you're claiming the U.S. doesn't indulge in forced labor, the percentage from the other countries is minuscule compared to the American products, which are very rarely made in the U.S., right? So that's a stretch. That's really a stretch based on what we're seeing, the language that's being used by the USTR. This text says here, what's the U.S. Embassy saying about the increase in tariffs? I think some of your callers, some of your callers are getting things mixed up. We import the things we import are getting mixed up with the things we export. Explain the difference. I thought I did. But they might be onto something. Who knows? Who knows what this is? This could be all over the place. This is what we've been dealing with for the past few years. And as we read earlier, this is a backdoor way to get around the U.S. Supreme Court blocking the tariffs that he wanted to put in place previously. And that these types of tariffs have survived challenges in court. So we will see how this plays out over the next few days. It's going to be interesting. But we're going to need to find creative ways to protect the few manufacturers we have in this country, especially if the U.S. is their primary market. Let's take a break. When we got back, a whole lot of other things to talk about on this Friday. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
It's going down out on there. Down on there. It's going down out on there. Down on there. So we tell them.
At Everybody Wins Live, the winning is bigger, the action is hotter, and the excitement never stops. We're giving away thousands in cash and free spins every month through our high-paying From Spin-Off to Spin Rush to our high-energy slot race tournament. Your next spin can turn into your next payday. But that's not all. Lottery players can chase the jackpot, where every $10 lottery spend gets you one step closer to bursting the next jackpot. Will you be our next winner? What are you waiting for? Visit Everybody Wins Live to see all the ways you can cash in.
Keeping your savings safe and sound. If a bank falls down, your money still comes round. Deposit insurance, trust that never fades. DIC protects the funds that you work hard to save.
The Deposit Insurance Corporation, protecting your savings. Want to learn how? Call 302-2681 or email info@dic.bs.
Attention All-Star students. The season for school success starts now at John Bull Business Center. Stock up on notebooks, backpacks, pens, calculators, art supplies, and more with 20% off school supplies and 10% off teaching aids. Shop now through September 12th, and every purchase automatically enters you to win one of 3 Apple prizes. This year is your season to shine. Gear up, save big, and start your school year like a champ with John Bull Business Center.
The Blue Heart is the global symbol for human trafficking. It represents solidarity with the victims and a commitment to ending the exploitation of human lives. See the Blue Heart, know the cause, take a stand.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Come girl, went to the drum now, went to the tom tom, come now and rush for me. I say went to the drum now, went to the tom tom, come now and rush for me. I say went to the bass now, went to the drum now, come now and rush for me. I say come now and rush for me. I say come now and rush for me. I say oh. We say oh. It's going down out on there.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Once again, Dwight Strong with you. Changing gears now. The Jeff Rogers basketball camp is back every summer. How many years now, Jeff Rogers?
38.
Whoa.
Yeah, 38 years
wow.
Consistently.
That is good stuff. Jeff Rogers with us along with Mitch Johnson. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. So remind folks about this, how 38 years, that is really something else, an institution now.
Yes. First, let me thank God, for life and spend my life to see, be able to do this camp for the past 38 years. I'm truly grateful to him. And it's just an exciting time for me every year to prepare myself, to work with our young boys and girls. It's truly exciting. It's a great feeling. And words cannot describe, the experience itself. to see, talking to so many parents everywhere you go, whether it be here in the Bahamas, in the U.S., somebody walk up to you, hey, I used to go to your camp, or my kids go to your camp. So it's a wonderful time, to give something back, to the community through spending, a few weeks with our young boys and girls.
Yeah. You were telling us last year how it got started. Remind folks about that story.
The camp got started. I was in church one day and got the call. One of our leaders was asking persons to give back to the community. And the thought just came to mind that maybe I should do a basketball camp. And I just started thinking about it and try to see if how can I get professional athletes involved? And knowing places like Michael Thompson, and he kind of put me out there, meet a number of his friends, and it just took off from there.
Yeah.
But what I like about the camp, though, I like the fact that there's so many young people out there just roaming the streets, looking for something to do, especially in the summertime. Not every parents are fortunate to put their kids in a summer school or some summer program. And to be able to have a camp where you could reach out to your corporate friends and partners, to sponsor these kids to do something constructive with their time during the summer days, and this is what I like about it.
Yeah.
And to thank sponsors like J.S. Johnson, I build a friendship, a relationship with these folks, and they look forward every year and calling me up, Mr. Rogers, are you having camp this year? And that's to me, that showed, and they're the kind of things that motivate me to continue when you got corporate partners like them, places like them in Bamboo Shack, Bahama, the Ministry of Sports, the South Conference for the Seventh-day Adventists, Dwayne Wallace with Sun Out Watch. These are the people, including the Guardian, Janet. These are the partners that gives you hope to say, you know what, you're going to get some support.
Excellent.
And so that's what keeps the program going.
Excellent. And you say it. You said that you've got people who were with you. They came in as kids, and now they're grown and still a part of it.
Well, Mitch Johnson, he can speak for himself, but Mitch used to come to the camp from he was 5 years old.
Wow.
And he's already been off to university. He's played in the G League, and he can speak for himself.
Mitch, tell us about that. Tell us that story, how you got involved, and what it did for you. Talk right into that mic for us.
I mean, Jeff Rogers, like he said, I started out when I was 5 years old. It was a wonderful experience. Every year that I go there, even when I went off to school, I'd make sure I come back for the camp. Started coaching there when I was 18. I won the coach of the year that year. Came back ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, coaching. Yeah. So that is a full circle moment, right?
Yeah. Keno Burris, who played pro ball overseas along with Mitch. They are the leading instructor with Jeff Henfield. These are guys who understand the fundamentals of the game, and they have good skills and to share on how they became successful in what they do, And so we put a lot of focus on not just teaching the fundamentals, but we talk about the life skills, how to be respectful, how to be honest, acknowledge our national pledge and national anthems and all the positive things that we could think about. We try to share that with our young people.
Yeah. So, Mitch, what are you seeing with the talent out there? What are we seeing right now in the Bahamas?
I suppose the greatest example of the talent there is DeAndre Ayton, the number one pick in the 2018 draft. He started out in my class when he first came. He didn't even know tennis shoes.
Wow.
And from there, he became the best basketball player in the United States, number one pick in the NBA. That's the kind of talent that we have. That's the kind of potential that we have. We have two of them walking in right now. Literally two of the most talented basketball players that ever played for the Bahamas.
Wow.
Keno Burris, Jeffrey Enfield.
All right, guys, talk to the mic right there. Welcome, introduce yourselves, and tell us about your role with the camp and how it's changed you.
Good morning. My name is Jeffrey Enfield. One of the head instructors at the Jeff Rogers camp. And my role is just bring out the energy in the morning, certain drills, skill set, We all love this game, are very passionate about it, and love to give back to the kids. So that's all it's all about, man. Just giving back.
Yeah, man. I'm Jerron Keno Burrows, captain of the men's national team. I'm actually a product of the Jeff Rogers camp. What's even funnier is Mitch here and Jeffrey used to knock on my window to wake me up, as a little boy to go to the camp and to work out and to run the beach. And I actually met, what I would say my best friends at the camp. So, it's a no-brainer for me to come back home with Mr. Rogers and just to give back, man. We have all played professionally overseas. We played in American ranks from AAU to high school. We have G League experience and experience in different markets. So it's all about coming back home and just keep giving it forward, like Mr. Rogers and the Jeff Rogers camp did for us when we was kids.
We just asked Mitch about it. The talent out there. What are you seeing from the kids today?
Well, I mean, as you can see, the culture of Bahamas basketball is now in the eyes of the world. With kids like VJ coming up now, and I'm telling you, there's a whole pipeline behind these guys in Europe and in America. So, me being on the forefront of Bahamian men's and women's, coaching with the women, still playing with the men's, I get calls every day for Bahamian kids and Bahamian parents. How can we help their kids?
Oh, wow.
So the culture is strong. The world is watching Bahamas basketball. And I feel like, we all doing our part, coming back in the summer, trying to reach these kids, man, give them the mentorship. Because even like Mr. Rogers likes to say, even the kids that don't make it in basketball, we want to make sure that they have the life skills, the discipline. A lot of the kids from my program won't go professional, but they become good members of society, policemen, and they call back to guys like me and Mr. Rogers, and they just say, thank you, man, for the lessons. I was a knucklehead, or I was getting involved with the wrong crowd, and y'all gave me a chance to build a family around basketball, and that led to me learning the discipline, the social skills, the hard work that it takes to be an everyday citizen also.
Yeah, this is great stuff. All right, so the camp starts Monday.
Yes, the camp starts Monday. Like I said, we're going to go in the afternoon for the first week. The camp starts from 2 to 5 for boys and girls ages 5 to 18. And that's for the first week of the camp, and then we go back the second week of the camp. We go back to the 9 to 1. But we want the kids to come early, so we don't want you to come 9 o'clock or just come 2 o'clock. You got to come at least half an hour to an hour before time, to get yourself organized, shoot around, meet kids, and it's also a great thing, the kids meet new friends. We have a number of professional friends coming in town who are loyal to the camp, like Muggsy Bogues.
Mm-hmm.
Muggsy been coming to camp for 30 years.
My goodness.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Along with Michael Thompson and his son. These guys. And another thing, Clay Thompson used to be a little boy in the camp. And we expect Clay to be back this year as well. And so again, the camp is very exciting. It's a lot of energy, in the camp. And I like these guys. And guys like Mitch Dawes, we communicate year-round. Keno play all the way in Europe, and, sometimes he'll call me back, Jeff, I was playing, because, there's a time different, and we just talk about it. It's just with Jeff, we talk about some of the ideas and what we want to do for this year camp. And I think that's the joy and the exciting part of, working in this camp.
Yeah. So Mitch mentioned it. You don't need to have any experience, right? DeAndre mentioned that. You don't need to know how to play basketball at all.
It's really a beginner's camp.
Mm-hmm.
You harness your skills at the camp. We teach kids who never played basketball before. It's just the very fundamental part of the game.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. Kai Jones started off in the camp too, And what amazed me was when he got drafted to the Hornets, Muggsy Bogues worked for the Hornets. Mm-hmm. And Muggsy told him that, I got to introduce you to my boy in the Bahamas, Jeff Rogers. And this is how I get to know he'd been to the camp. I didn't even know Kai Jones. Mm-hmm. He said, Jeff? He said, man, I grew up in Jeff camp.
Wow.
I was shocked. Mm-hmm. And when he saw me for the first time last year, remembering, he said, Jeff, you don't remember me, man, but I grew up in your camp.
Wow, that's amazing.
And so, this is the kind of experience, you hear from persons,
Yeah. So what do you need to do if you want to sign up? Is it too late?
No, well, you could sign up today, and the conference 7th Adventist office closes at 1:30. But other than that, you can just come to the camp, be there first thing on, in the afternoon, say around 1:30 on Monday. You can get a chance to sign up, and we'll see if we could get you in.
Mm-hmm.
We have a number of persons been calling up, parents wanted to meet these guys. These gentlemen also run a after camp program as well.
Okay.
And they can tell you more about that. They have kids who are special training, the one-on-one, Jeff and Keno, they do this kind of stuff, And so, again, I want to thank my corporate partners. Bamboo Shack, the Pinder family, they've been supporting me from day one. Matter of fact, the manager for Bamboo Shack, who is Mr. Pinder, the son, the oldest son, he used to wait for me in the camp as a little boy.
Everybody's involved.
Yeah, his mother told me, she said, Jeff, I got to put this boy to work. I'm serious. And so when we see each other, man, he just smiled. He's the guy who running the whole operation for the family.
Yeah. So anything the kids need to bring, any special equipment?
Tell them.
Well, we provide, Jeff provides the T-shirts and shorts and stuff. Just in case if they sweaty at the end of the day, maybe a soft towel. And then everything else is concessions are open for lunch and stuff. So bring your lunch money. But we provide everything else: cones, basketballs, all stuff like that is there ready for them. So just bring your your mentality and your work ethic, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And ages again, 5 to
18.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm telling you. And then we have the big night. Keanu already reached out to some of his colleagues, who play pro ball overseas. He could tell you a little bit more about the fun night.
Yeah, man. Well, fun night. It's a statement in the summer. We get a chance sometimes when we get a chance to play against the NBA players that Jeff brings in. The kids really enjoy it because most of the time it's the camp counselors playing against some of the guests. We'll mix up the team so that the game is competitive. But fun night is fun because parents get an opportunity to see their kids do a review of everything that they've learned over the past 2 weeks, starting from the warm-up. And then their sessions, their individual sessions with the coach. They'll do some drills, and then we'll let them play. That's what it's all about. We make it fun, and it's a joy to see a kid come in that can't dribble and chew gum, leave the camp, or some of the kids that are really shy and don't speak with the other kids. By the end of these 2 weeks, man, they running around the gym and they dribbling and shooting and they aggressive, and you really see them develop skill wise, but also you see that social side come out, and that's what I really like, man. Because like I said, some of my best memories was going to camp, and these still my friends from camp, And even my counselors, when I see like the former counselors coming back and visited, Darren and Kramer, and those type of guys that were in school giving back when we were young, it's exciting because I know the way that kids look at us when they see us. Oh, wow, this national team player, or this college or this professional player. And it's almost like you're an inspiration at that point. So, that's what it's all about. Fun night is always about a good time. And we encourage everybody to bring your kids out if they don't have nothing going on. This is perfect for all ages, all levels. If they are a little bit more advanced, we'll push them. And if they need that slow development, the beginner, is perfect for them too. That's the good stuff about this camp.
Yeah.
And we're gonna look forward to a good camp, man, and an awesome fun night. And we just encourage everybody to support.
All right. Any costs? What do people need to know about that? And give us those details.
The cost is for $200 for the full 2 weeks. And like Keno say, that include the shorts, that include the T-shirt, and the service we give to the campers. And also, we take them out on a field trip. We take them to the movies, to get them a little break, and so that's a part of it,
Okay.
Yeah. I just have to share this little piece. I would say one of the things that excite me more than anything else is when the parents tell me stories about their kids in the camp. And the one thing that always stand out in my mind was this little kid wake up 4 o'clock one morning and tell his dad, say he late for camp. And then the dad told me, he said, go back to sleep because, we have to stop the McDonald's to get some breakfast. He tell his dad, say, Mr. Rogers, say, we don't have to eat in the morning, just come straight to the camp. He's so excited,
Yeah.
the excitement
cool.
and the energy, the kids, and these are the kind of things that stands out. They bring you a piece of their birthday cake, they bring you little mangoes, whatever it is. They just want to be a friend, Mitch, I know you got some stories.
Great stuff there. All right, one more time, let people know how to sign up and how much time they have left to do that.
Well, again, you could sign up to the South Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist office on today from 9 to 12:30. And then after that, you could just show up to the gym on Monday afternoon. You could get there by 1:30 because, the camp for the first week going to start at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
38 years. Wow. Jeff Rogers, thank you so much.
I appreciate
Keep up
that.
the great work you're doing. Ms. Johnson, Jeffrey Henfield, Burrows, thank you all for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us, Dwight.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to go to the news and be back with business after this break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, July 24th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan, and it is time for our HR series, a monthly series with Ahmad Rashad Thompson. And good morning. Good to have you with us.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Bahamas. It's great to be back. It's July, Dwight.
Cannot believe it.
Last week it was January.
Is this the
time is going so quickly.
One more Friday in this month.
Indeed.
Before August
Wow.
begins.
Wow.
Crazy
For the
stuff.
best month God created.
Oh, is it?
Indeed. And then the best day is shortly after that, August 6th. If you feel led of the Spirit. Just a little trouble.
I'm happy that you believe that, but you might be a little off. But that's fine. That's fine.
Indeed.
Well, okay. Will we see you before that day?
Say it again?
Will we see you before that day, or will it
No,
be
August 6th is my birthday.
Okay.
So we will be back later on in the month
Right,
for
yeah.
our segment.
So happy birthday.
Thank you
Wish
so
you
much,
happy
sir. I
birthday
appreciate
now.
that very much.
All right, so we got an interesting topic today. You wrote an ebook.
I did.
And the title was Lead What's Left.
Lead What's Left.
A field guide for leadership in the AI era.
Wow. Yeah, this book, I wrote the book, Dwight, because almost every time I speak somewhere, every time I end a show, anytime I'm done with a workshop, there is a leader or leaders that is asking me the question or that is expressing some level of trepidation, some level of fear regarding AI and their fate in the workplace. Wow. Will AI take my job? Am I going to be less effective next year? What do I do about this? My staff knows more about this than I do. What am I going to do? And the question that continues to be asked again is, will AI take my job? Will AI replace me? I have two answers to those questions. One, AI is not going to take your job. Two, AI can't replace you as a human. What is going to... I'm certain.
You sure?
Here's how I know. What AI is doing is the person who is actively engaged in, actively using, actively aware of, upskilling themselves with AI will take your job. Will replace you eventually. Okay. What AI is also doing is not taking your job, but taking the tasks associated with your job. And the trouble many leaders face, Dwight, is that they associate their tasks with them. They are the task is the job. When you remove the report, when you remove the summary, when you remove the data, when you remove all the laundry list of things that you think keep you busy every day, what's left?
Well, that might be somebody's job, right? Just to do reports
the
on
things
everything.
you do on that job are not necessarily the job you do. The leader, sir, ma'am, if you believe that your job is only to pull the report, you're already indispensable. You're already dispensable.
Right.
You're already someone that they have on a list. If you really believe they're paying you 9 to 5 every day, all this money or a little bit of money to sit down and pull a report and then talk about the report, if you really think that's all your job is...
But what if that is the only thing in your job description?
Sir, I'm not very old, but I'm also not very young, right? And Dwight, I have hired CEOs, I've hired presidents, I've hired truck drivers, I've hired persons that will keep our organization clean. I've recruited from all levels of the organization, from the very C-suite to the very low suite. And I've never, ever prepared a job description that said, hello, mama, sir, today and all days thereafter, the only thing you will do is print and review a report. Never in my life. It will never be the one thing you do every day.
Right.
The trouble, though, Dwight, is that we associate these things that we do every day with the value we bring to the organization. Those are not the same things.
Okay.
As a leader, CEO, director, manager, supervisor, team lead, your job is to bring out the very best in those that you get the privilege of leading. You can put those tasks, make them. Once they're automated and you see now what's revealed, what's left. Some people, Dwight, are exposed. Others are elevated when you take away the tasks. And by that I mean, you just walk around all day dead busy, walking fast. Well, I got to put this, I got to go to this meeting, I got to do this summary, I got to do that. Okay, when the board meeting over, when the board report has been read or not, because I've been in organizations too where you spend 9 days, 10 days, 14 days working on this report and nobody read it. It catch dust. Right. A 600-page document every month is printed, and I'm talking about printed. And you got to put it in the right pocket in the right order, and nobody nowhere read that report. Are you telling me, mama, sir?
It's used to level the table.
That's it. Because the chair a little wobbly, you put it under the chair, right? But when that report has been printed, when that summary has been provided, when that guide, when that whatever you've done in way of tasks has been completed, what is actually left? You are a leader, not a report gatherer. Right? And the trouble is that many leaders have contributed their value, have leveled their value off by what they get to do every day versus who they get to impact every day. There's a big difference. Right. And AI is a tool, just like a plumber uses whatever plumbers use. Sorry, bad example. I'm not a plumber. I don't know what they use.
Right.
But let's just say, okay.
Plunger, maybe.
The plunger. The mechanic uses the things to fix the hood or whatever's under the hood, right? The chef uses his knife. Whatever, the hairdresser uses her presser thingy. The tool that you have in your hand is the thing that makes you better at your job. It helps you to do those tasks more efficiently. So the AI platform that your boss is continuously asking you to become familiar with or to implement or to use, the tool that your team is asking you to please purchase and to put on their platform are the things that make you more efficient, more effective. They do not replace you. Right. They are enhancement to you. Now, there are people, Dwight, who I call it the great subtraction, right? And in the book, I write about the fact that AI isn't replacing leaders, it's subtracting from them. What the subtraction then reveals is where many leaders face challenges. Because if you take away all what I do every day, my laundry list of to-do things, then what am I really left to do? What you paying me for?
Right.
But the leader who was evolved in their thinking recognizes when I could automate tasks 1 through 7, I have more time to engage so-and-so employee. I have more time to engage and strategize and think about the vision of my company. I have more time to figure out where are the gaps in my organization. I have more time to focus on succession planning. I have more time to focus on the issues that are actually plaguing our staff versus 9 hours on a report that nobody can read, that you don't even understand yourself. Right? So when we remove these things from you, the tasks that you get to do or you feel so enlightened to do every day, what is actually left? Right? And what's left are the human beings that you work with every day, that you walk into the office with, that you sometimes love and sometimes don't love. These are the people that is left. It's the human edge, the way I describe it. There are 3 faces that I want us to get into at some point this morning that remains after these tasks and these lists have been completed. Once you've done it all, what is left to be done? You're supposed to be sowing into, pouring into, pulling out the best of your employees.
Wow. All right, so let's get into that, especially since some people are still working remotely. You don't see them. Yeah. How will that work? Does that change the dynamic there?
No, virtual or in person, that is still an individual.
Okay.
People, everybody, Dwight, wants the same 3 things. They want to be seen, they want to be heard, and they want to know that you value their contribution. Everybody, everywhere. I don't care who you are. People
even if they're working virtually, they want to be seen.
They want to be seen. That don't mean they want you to have their camera on every time they come to the meeting.
Right.
But that simply means when they show up, do you see them? Are you actively receiving what they bring and offer to the table? When they speak, when they offer their contribution, when they bring their contributions to the meeting, to the forefront, are you listening to what they have to say? The third thing, how do you validate their contributions? When do you tell them that they're doing a really good job? When do you tell them that they're doing a poor job? How do you correct them? How do you influence them? How do you encourage them? Everybody wants the same 3 things: to be seen, to be heard, to know that I'm doing a good job. And when I'm not doing a good job, how do I get better? When I have done a good job, what specifically did I do that made you say, great job today, Dwight, right? And when you have, whether I'm working virtually or in person, people want those same 3 things. And when you find yourself connecting with, relating to, engaging with your team members, magic happens. The persons that are deeply connected, deeply impactful in the workplace are persons who are seen, who are heard, and who feel valued. Right. Every now and then, go into none of that. Miss, just give me my money and I can go home. You find those individuals, you could believe them, but you can't really leave them alone. They really still want it, They just don't want to make a big fuss about it. You ain't gonna have no big award for me. I ain't gonna have no big party. I ain't gonna be on the screen. That's fine. But they still want that conversation that says, boy, do what I see you. That contribution today in that meeting at so-and-so was phenomenal. Here's what I want you to do next time. We all want it. We all crave it. Some people express it differently. Think about the gangsters in your department, in your organization. I use the word all the time.
Don't have any of those here.
Of course we do. Everywhere. They're everywhere. They're riddled among organizations through and through. From third world countries to first world countries, they exist.
Well, I guess if you don't recognize it, then it's probably you.
It's you.
Right.
You're probably the gangster.
Right, exactly.
Right? But the gangster is someone who doesn't get the recognition they're looking for, who does not feel seen, who does not feel heard, so they throw a tantrum. See me, hear me. And so they're saying to you, boss, all I want you to do is tell me, but you're on the right track. Or you fumble on the ball. Say something to me, engage me, talk to me. Again, that human edge is what's going to last in this AI era. Wow. The things that are being automated are only supposed to make your life easier, not make you feel fearful. Indeed.
Wow. Okay, you said a lot there. So who needs to hear this? Is it the employee or the leader that most needs to hear this? Because I think some leaders seem to be salivating at the thought that I could get rid of some of these people.
Yeah. Listen, if you are using AI as an excuse to get rid of employees, you're doing it wrong. There was a reason why that person on your list already. You have not either actively engaged them to let them know why they're underperforming, where they're underperforming, what their issues may be, because it may not be a performance issue. It could be a personality issue. It could be you just not pleasant to work along with. People are only able to do what they're allowed to do, Dwight. I say it often. Anywhere on this planet, if you let a human being do something, they will do it again. Humans are creatures of habit. If I get to do it yesterday, and I get paid today for doing what I did yesterday, and I like to do it tomorrow, if I recognize that I could do my own thing, say what I want to say, act how I want to act, and still get paid, not work hard, fumble the ball, carry on bad, and still get paid, Dwight, I can do that. In fact, I can tell other people, hey, listen, when I go to work, that's what I want to do. And they still pay me. So you're using AI as a means to create efficiency and create effectiveness in your organization. Wonderful. But you're also using it as an excuse to fire so-and-so finally. If you're going to remove the task from the people still value people. How can you now reorganize your organization? Where can you now retool that talent? Where can you reposition that talent in another part of your business that has been overlooked for too long, or may not have been getting the attention it needed? Right. Even though those tasks are automated, there's still someone attached to those tasks, right? I have a client who says that she has 13 AI employees. 13.
And is the client proud of this?
Proud. Here's why. She's an entrepreneur. She doesn't own an organization, so she doesn't have to hire actual individuals, right? The work she does is global work. She's around the country, she's around the world, so on and so forth. But she has these AI employees that do different parts of her business to keep her sane. She's married, she's a mom, she's still in business around the world, she's still a coach, she still does all these things. So she has to actively employ these systems to work for her, to work with her. Somebody might say that's exactly Dwight's point. The system has replaced a human being.
She does have human employees.
She has one. She only needs one to do the work. She needs that person. She's only ever had one, though. Okay. She didn't reduce to one. She's only ever had one. Now, I've worked in organizations, Dwight, that have 400, 500 people in them. But we are still using a platform. Let me give you an example. I worked in HR for many years. Okay, I don't have the time or the interest to go through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of resumes. I'm doing all the applicants a disservice by using my human eye and mind to do that, because I'm certain I will miss many things about the right candidate in that organization. Right. If I employ a system, right? A system that I can tell, listen, for role A, we need this type of candidate. He or she must meet the following criteria. You're looking for certain keywords in their resume. You're looking for certain past experience in their resume. I need you to filter through these 500 resumes for this one role. I only need 5 candidates. Right. Wow. Okay, I can tell that system to do that in 1.48 seconds. It will do it better than I can. It will do it more efficiently than I can. I still need a human being to call those 5 individuals and say, hi, Dwight, I'm interested in meeting with you. Are you available on Tuesday? Somebody might challenge me and say, Ahmad, the system can do that too. It surely can.
I was about to say, in 2026, you might still need a human.
That system can read through all those resumes, send that email immediately after connecting with those, identifying those persons, have that person sign a document, whatever, all digitally before they even meet one individual. Ultimately, Dwight, that person still has to come in at some point to connect with me, the human being, to see what they're actually getting into. Right? Now let's look at remote work. You could be hired to work in Germany today from where you're sitting right now, and they will never meet you in person. You can have a conversation via email, you can DocuSign, you can send your documents by federal mail, all these things, and never meet the actual human being. Yeah. The fact is, Dwight, even though that process has been automated, there is still someone, a human like you, that's been engaged to do work beyond that specific thing that you had to do on a platform. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay? Ultimately, when you pick up the phone one day because something happened and your system ain't working, or you click the ticket and you put in the form, somewhere down the line, there's a human being still involved. The human experience still exists. It's still valued. People still want it. When you call the hotline, because your something ain't working, and they tell you, hello, thank you for calling Amazon. You just get mad. Your spirit is crossed. You don't want that. You want Mary, the lady who had 4 children, who you could feel the stress in her voice talking to you about a human being behind that. All companies recognize it. I was on a platform the other day. I switched phones, and I had to message a company here, a local phone company, and I only could do it via WhatsApp. Initially, I was very frustrated. I would talk to a Bahamian who sounded like me.
Right.
But I found myself getting upset for nothing. Dwight, in seconds, the process was complete.
Wow.
Right? And then they asked me, would you like to speak to someone to leave us your specific feedback? I said yes. Someone actually called me, a human being. Right? The girl name was Stacy. Stacy called me, and she sounded like me and you. She was in a little bit Bahamian. She was Bahamian. She's from probably like Andrews or somewhere. Right? And ultimately, even though that process was seamless and smooth and done in seconds, or I would say minutes rather, in minutes, I still got the privilege of talking to an individual who wanted to verify my process was actually resolved. Because this is still a platform that can have error, right? Just because AI makes me more efficient doesn't mean it tells you itself. All platforms tell you to the bottom a little disclaimer. Hello, I am a system. I make mistakes. Please confirm what you're reading.
Right.
Please take a moment to review what I'm saying to you. It may be false. There may be some mistakes in here. Ultimately, though, my point is, leading in an AI era, what can sometimes feel overwhelming, you may sometimes feel like you're being left behind. You may feel pressure to make decisions that you're not prepared to make right now. You need to rely still on your human skills and the humans that you're connecting with on a daily basis.
Yeah. But Ahmad Rashad Thompson, people are watching the videos and saying, wow, this looks real.
Yeah.
In a year or two, the AI Stacy is going to mimic.
Yeah, just like me. She can sound like my mommy.
And act like she had a stressful day.
Yeah.
And tell you about her fake AI kids to make you feel like this is a human I can relate to.
Sure.
Because they understand you better than humans. And that we're heading in that direction very shortly.
Sure.
And that we should all be afraid. No?
No. You should be concerned, you should be aware. Listen, man, the Bible tells me I don't have nothing to fear. I really believe that. I've not given you a spirit of fear, I've given you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. I asked God one time, Dwight, why did I need a sound mind to beat fear? And here God said to me, you can't be walking backwards in your head and try to fight fear. You don't have to fight what I've not given you the spirit of. But you need to be in your right mind. You need to be with clarity of thought to understand when something feels right or feels wrong. God has designed our bodies to respond in a certain way when something don't feel right. And even when you go through these AI platforms and you use them, and I use them every single day, Dwight. Okay? I get an idea from God, I get a download from the Holy Spirit, and I go and I say, hey, listen, man, I want to talk about so-and-so, let's put this together. Do this for me. And so I don't have time to do it, Dwight. I have time to think it. I have time to teach it. I don't have time to actually physically go and prepare it. So when I need my platform, my employee, read my emails today and tell me which 10 emails are the most priority for me today. Draft a response. We have engaged this platform to know exactly how I respond. So the email that I send to you will sound like Ahmad. You just made the point. It will sound like mimic and You can train it to do so, right? But ultimately, Dwight, it is still a platform in my mind. Somebody may say, about Ahmad, you're being ignorant here, you're being, aloof here. I receive that from, but ultimately the work that I do every day is both with AI and humans. The deeply impactful version of the work that I do every day happens when I'm engaging a human being. It doesn't mean I didn't use the platform to help them. I think that's going to always exist. As we advance, we've done it before, right? One time ago, you had to catch a horse and buggy. Now you could hop in a car. It could drive itself. I was in Las Vegas last week, and Dwight, the Uber was a car with nobody in it. So I ain't going in that one. I wonder boy who could see and who could read. I can't go in a car, but you cancel the lift. I wonder boy I wonder woman who could talk.
Did you do that?
I did. I canceled it. I don't want, and I told my Lyft app, hello, you will only ever send me human drivers. I don't want nobody, no car will drive itself. I ain't into that yet. I ain't reached there yet. Right?
To the leader who's thinking, caller, we'll get to you in a second. The leader who's thinking, okay, we could, with the AIs, we can be open 24/7. They'll always have somebody. I won't have anybody out sick. I won't have anybody on maternity leave. I won't have to worry about unions. Not that dirty U word. We're going to be good. And that this is the future. What do you say to that?
Listen, man, I say embrace both worlds, right? AI employees don't have maternity leave. They don't have all these issues. But ultimately, it's not going to be able to do everything in your business. We're not talking about entrepreneurs like me, Dwight, who are like, what's the word we want to use? What do they call us? Like employees of one, or organizations of one, right? I have a very small team, but I have a unique team. I have a team that I need every day. I need them. They're human beings. But I've encouraged them. I've almost made it a mandate. Listen, if you spend time on a report and you could be actually engaging my clients face-to-face, person-to-person, I don't even want you. I need you to get beyond and get behind the system. What's going to make you more efficient so you can challenge me as your leader in a better way? How do you spend more time doing the human work versus the AI work? Now, you work for, let's look at companies around our country, right? You have all these fast food restaurants, all the businesses around here. They will not all be replaced by AI. One day you might, I went to McDonald's, I saw a video of McDonald's the other day in one of these countries, and there's no cashier. There's no person that's beyond just the food processing part. You walk into the store, you go to the machine, you press the money, you press the order, you put in your card or you tap your card, it gives you the receipt, and then the system says, number 47. And then you go up and you get the food, you check the food. Hopefully, I saw people in the back. Now, were they real people? I don't know, it was a video.
It could have been.
But 5 years ago,
robots.
5 years ago, before COVID, so I was in Paris, and that already existed. Right? You got to the machine, there was no human involved, no cash exchanged. But there were still active people, humans like me and you, in the back making the nuggets. Okay, they pack the nuggets, you put it in the bag, you check the bag, there's the nuggets, that's what is there, you're going home with your food. But I'm saying there's still a human being involved. Will there be one day where the robot man making the nuggets? Maybe. I don't know. I can't foresee the future.
You know it's coming.
But what I'm saying to you is, even as that comes, that's one aspect of business that may be fully automated. There are still human beings involved, right? You have telemedicine, right now where a system can go and probe and prog and all these things, but there's still a doctor there that's telling you, there's still a midwife, a nurse that's saying to you, here's what's going to be, let's pray with you before you go into the surgery. Let's talk to you about the consequences or the side effects of so-and-so. It still exists, and I believe it will always exist. Will it be less and less? Maybe. Will it be enhanced again? Sure. But I think as we evolve, as we work to embrace technology, we have to understand that there's still a role for you to play as a human being.
We're talking with Ahmad Rashad Thompson. Let's get your calls in. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Getting some interesting text messages, too. We'll get to those in a bit. But caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Yes, good morning to Mr. Strachan and to Ahmad Rashad, right?
Morning,
good morning.
Yeah, I don't know, Ahmad,
yes, sir.
did you read the recent release from the UK cyber chief, Keith Butler, a lady named Keith Butler? Did you read it?
I did not see that. Could you please tell me what it said?
I like I like how sincere you are as relates. You just highlighted some human AI interactions. And so with me personally, this is my personal belief. Like I'm not a clairvoyant or some soothsayer, but it will replace some jobs.
Yes,
I'm not looking for you to agree or disagree, but you just said some things in some scenarios. But as it advances and it receives more algorithms, because they being, I think they call it data sovereignty and cybersecurity and all that and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is they have been taking algorithms from humans and feeding it into AI. So let's look at it respectively, right? They have, you know what brain melds are? I don't know if you know that, but what they've been doing now, the robots will have the ability to talk with other robots without any human interaction. You know about autonomous?
Yes,
yeah, and so even with the AI technology, with the automated driving system with no humans, they're still lacking in the response from sudden interactions. Like if the AI vehicle is traveling and the vehicle comes into it, it doesn't react like a human.
Right.
Now, for me, I do upholstery, and certain jobs like construction, etc. I don't know what they'll be able to replace, but they're slowly working on it. I'm not going to trust humanity in the fact that these algorithms are being written by humans. Humans are feeding these algorithms. So what they're doing is, through the autonomous robots, they will be blaming the robots for any mishaps. But the reason why they want autonomous robots is because they want to disengage themselves from any fallout. When we look at the U.S. military, that's why I want you to read the article written by Keith Butler. She's talking about a broader prospect of the military fallout and the use of these as their weapons. She's saying it's an unstoppable force. And so there are pros and cons to everything. So when I look at AI, right, I embrace some of the technology if it's being used to enhance humanity. But for me, I know God. It won't save humanity. But as somebody texted, say AI is the next best thing since sliced bread. But that's because they are limited in their thinking and they don't know the agenda behind technocracy. You see, we some people just hop on the bandwagon. They have been following it for me like from the 90s. I know the agenda behind the technological inventions, you know. I know the intentions, and I'm not looking for any congruence. Human beings are very narrow-minded when it comes to technology. We are being slowly engineered and snared into embracing reality and loving it. It's more like addicting us, and it's disconnecting us from the natural world and disconnecting us from God. And most people, you know, they can't see it. But by the time they notice, it'll be too late, and be already in a digital prison planet. But what hurts me is educated people can't see it. They will see when, like, Bo was on the other day when we talk about the shutdown with electrical grid and all that, and people couldn't access this and that, and the geofencing as it relates to using your credit cards. And we saw during the pandemic where they withdrew, where all the people that were donating to the truckers, they froze their accounts. And so we see the technical fallout, but you know, like I say, it has pros and cons. I mean, and so eventually it will replace some jobs, but I don't think it will replace all. But I like how you referring to still human interactions, but their agenda really, you know, I wanted to tell Ms. Malcolm this from C. Allen and Mr. Battle being on from the cell with Betelco thing. I wanted to tell them this. They really want to replace humans. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing.
Thanks so much. Okay, we've got some other calls coming in. Appreciate that. Some people are scared. Some people are scared. Some of us have watched this movie before. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Dwight and Rashad.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Ahmad Rashad, yeah.
I enjoyed the experience with artificial ignorance, we call it intelligence, on a number of occasions, but I just want to point out this one. A local company they're using AI to try and direct you to the person they want you to meet, but then I asked the question, am I speaking to a human now? This is all typewritten. Says, yes, I'm human. I says, well, tell me about the accident that happened on Bay Street yesterday. Well, the AI went to a script because couldn't respond any further.
Indeed.
But I'm wondering, Mr. Rashad, what percentage of Bahamian workforce do you think would be replaced by this artificial intelligence / ignorance? And I want to compare your percentage with what Bill Gates is mentioning. I'll hang up and listen.
Well, what's Bill Gates saying? Refresh our memory.
Well, now, see, that's the thing now. Then I can be giving away Rashad a margin.
Help me out, though.
He's saying about 45%. That's kind of frightening.
It is.
That's
and then he bounces between 30 and 45%. But I want to know what you think, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you to both callers. I believe that, I'll go to the first caller first. I think that it would be ignorant of me if it sounds as though I'm saying this will never happen. Excuse me, it's happening as we speak. What my argument is, what my point is, what my admonition to you is as a leader, as you're leading in business and you find ways to create efficiency in your business through platforms, through systems, and you to explore those to use them. But you're using them in ways that are going to create efficiency for the process and opportunity for the people. Okay, they can happen at the same time. You can release somebody from doing a mundane, task-ridden job and free them oriented, focused work. You can put that person who is expected to gather those reports and gather that data. You still need somebody to interpret and to now talk about what's going to happen with this data. The system doesn't understand that Ms. Jones is on her 4th round of chemotherapy in the last 7 years. The system can't understand what it means to be up with a child all night and come to work in the morning and still be expected to perform and do work. The person and the HR lady who has now tasked the resumes to the system still has to have a conversation with a young man who had to bury his mother last week. But AI will not be able to do that effectively. No matter how we train the algorithm, we're not going to be able to, anybody go onto the computer to say, hello, my mommy died, can you please help me? Nobody's doing that. They still want to talk to an actual individual. Now, you may say to me, Ahmad, boy, I know. That is your absolute prerogative. I received that from you. But I've been in the business of human beings for the last 25 years. And I know that people still value people. And I've seen technology advance and I've seen people improve and enhance themselves through systems.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we still want to be connected.
Yeah.
So the gentleman's question regarding the percentage, I think it's very, very, that's subjective, but also objective at the same time. It's hard to say. I've seen the businesses that I've worked with work to automate. They ask me now, clients ask me, are you certified in AI? Do you have any AI information or any AI that you can use to help us in our organization? And my answer is yes, I am certified because I recognize the direction the world is going in, but I am working with human beings. Dwight, I can't really say what I want to say, but clients that I work with today are multi-billion-dollar organizations, right? Multi-million-dollar organizations that recognize and employ the active use of AI. But they are calling a human being to come and deal with their human leaders who are having a harder time embracing both of these things.
Wow.
The advancement of technology and the advancement of their people. They need help to do both. Here's where I step in.
Yeah. Wow,
Yes, sir.
amazing. I think you're right. Humans will always be valued, especially when the AIs take over. We will get it. Caller, good morning. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi. Morning. Interesting discussion you guys are having in there. I always find it interesting. In the earlier years of computers, there was this fear that computer would replace and take people's jobs. And that did happen. Then there's this fear that AI will continue to replace people. And that will happen.
Yes, it will.
As an IT professional, it always happens. It does not eliminate the need for people. It simply requires people to retool, continue to develop, and continue to expand capability. Those of us that have this fear of being replaced by anything are the ones who reached or decided that I'm not going to go beyond this point as a human. I'm a secretary, and I will never be anything more than a secretary. Well, at some point, you would even be replaced by a human. And so humans have the dominion mandate from God.
Come on.
The earth was created for us. Nothing that will come in this earth would replace humans completely. We will always be in charge here. But there are things, technology, industrial changes that are going to affect, replace whatever roles we play. And it's all being driven by us. Humans created AI. That's nothing that came out of any far-fetched planet.
Humans have created many things that have destroyed humans.
Yes.
But yes, you're right.
And so it's all been driven by humans. And so I'm not fearful of AI. I embrace it. Those that are fearful are the ones that are going to be the first victim, or have already been the first victim. Just retool, learn how to use it, learn how to apply it, learn to be more relevant in what you do, or develop skills in something else with the use of the tool that you're fearing. You will survive.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. How much Sci-Fi Channel do you watch?
None.
That's not related to this topic. Just curious. So this texture says here, calculator, AI. Excel, AI. Spell check, AI. We've had this a long time. It's the same idea. Do you agree with that?
It's technology, guys. AI is technology. AI is getting smarter. Systems are getting faster. Processes are getting more efficient. I don't disagree with any of that. That's not my argument today. That's not my position today. My position is that these systems are automating, are done, are taken away from you. What is left of you? The caller just now said those that choose not to upskill, that choose not to retool, will indeed be left behind. That's an active choice you made to be left behind. The individual that says, hey boss, hey leader, hey employee, I found a system that does what I used to do for 40 hours in 1 hour. I'm now free to do A, B, or C in more time, more effort, more exponential results. If you don't revalue and then show the value you bring by way of this subtraction of task and formality and all these things, you are going to be replaced, not the job that you have, And even though the jobs are being replaced, the jobs are happening every day. People are still getting hired, right? Every day you open the paper right now, you can classify it. Somebody needs a person to do a job. Come on, I'm not saying that jobs are not going to be removed or replaced, all these things, but ultimately, both things can be true at the same time. You can employ a system that's going to remove some of the daily tasks that you have to do every day, but once those tasks are removed, who is left? What is left? A person is still necessary to do some of that work.
Yeah. This text is asking, you mentioned it, upskilling and certifications. Is there something that you recommend, an app or anything to help with AI training? What would you say?
Yeah, so there are a number of places you can go. The first thing I would go is to start for free. Go to YouTube, go to Google, right? You can literally find things that interest you. If you find yourself being in an industry and you ask Google or YouTube or TikTok even, hey, what are the AI tools that I can use right now in my role as a so-and-so?
Ask the AI.
Yes, it will tell you
which AI
right.
I should use.
Right now, when you want to find someone to do, where do you go? Where do you go when you find information right now? What do you do?
I mean, yeah.
You don't go into your own brain.
No.
There may be something in there that you can use. But you pick up your phone and you ask Google, hey, Google, how to make pound cake. How to help my employee who having a hard time. I don't know how to talk to this person because she's too rambunctious for me. What do I do? You do it every single day. Why do you think it's not going to help you to ask the same system? You do it every day.
I know. It's going to be great. This is exactly what it wanted.
Dwight.
Ask me
Okay, so
how
what's
to
the alternative?
use me to help you.
Yes. What is the alternative, Dwight?
It's already happened. They've taken over.
Listen, if you have a mindset like the one that Dwight is demonstrating at this time, you're going to be in this rabbit hole all by yourself.
I watch a lot of sci-fi.
Find sci-fi.
No, it's the future.
Science fiction.
Oh, it's not fiction.
Even I don't disagree with you. I believe that most things that are written in these movies happen in someone already happened somewhere. I don't disagree with you. But that lady said something just now. She said that in the Bible, the God that I serve, Dwight, and I will not ever back. I don't care what system they make. Ain't no system bigger than my God. Yeah. And God told me when I was born, son, go down there and carry on bad, run amok. Take dominion of the entire earth that belongs to you. I will do that. While I take advantage of these systems.
Until the AI Bible prints something else.
Ah, well, that's if you want to read that, that's on you.
All the other ones might disappear.
That's on you, Dwight. The one I have in my house ain't gonna disappear. Who coming for that? AI. I got about 5 of them in there.
The AI army. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Y'all don't mind to this, please. Don't mind to this.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, Mr. Strachan.
Go on. Yeah, really
I
quickly.
had to call back because the kind of caller was kind of naive. Firstly, I don't fear AI, and nobody fears AI. I don't know who fears AI, but
many
in the
people,
pros that I do.
Many people.
There are pros and cons, so I will ask AI to solve a problem for me or to help me advance. So I know how to embrace it. But what I'm saying is everything that is done with technology is done incrementally. So him saying, he forgets something I said. Technology is disconnecting us from the natural world and God. So he doesn't, there's AI debates all day online. We need to look at the pros and the cons and stop just embracing the pros. So it's kind of naive to believe that AI is the holy grace of mankind. What I'm saying, Dwight, in other words, we are about to be in a utopia, dystopia. You see what I'm saying? And they have to make it look good. But really and truly, the gender wouldn't come out until it's too late. So you have to look at it biblically. You see what I'm saying? And so we as human beings, Mad is right. But what I'm saying, Dwight, we have to look at it. There are AI debates. There are pros and cons. There are fallouts. He's not even looking at the transhumanistic side of it. It's just like he's a child, man. We got to do better.
Well, we don't have to insult, but yes, this is what I'm saying as well. There are lots of great things about what's happening. I'm amazed at how it can summarize, as you say, summarize something and give me the facts, the points. But we're seeing other things happening.
Yeah.
Algorithm teaching the AI how to act like a human, to fool people into thinking this was a human. We're seeing that now. AI convincing people to do terrible things, even hurt themselves. We are getting to a dangerous place where people are being so distracted by the wonderful things that AI can do, not paying attention to the terrible things that could potentially happen. And whenever humans are involved, the likelihood for terrible things is great.
Yes, I don't disagree with any of that. But those, again, two things can be true at once. Anything you do in life, you must do responsibly. Okay? There are things in life that feel good that aren't good for you. The same is true for AI. The same is true for technology advancements. The same is true for anything you're doing in life. If you're going to remove if you're going to abdicate yourself from being responsible for the use of these platforms, you can't blame anybody else but you. You can still not actively blame the AI for causing you. You sat there and you utilized that platform.
Yeah.
You engaged in this conversation with that platform. And this may feel real, but you should still be accountable to yourself to recognize the difference between real and fake, good and bad and evil. That's good and evil. Sorry, that's up to you as a responsible consumer of all of these things. I'm not going to abdicate my responsibility as a human being to protect me and my family and my loved ones because the system told me to do so.
Yeah.
Right? That's how we get in problems today.
You're a good person.
Indeed.
You've got
I agree.
Quite a few not good ones. Not good ones out there.
That's always going to be the case, right?
Yeah.
From Jesus' time, there was not good people around. That's not going to change with the advancement of technology.
Mm-hmm.
It may just enhance the ability to be more evil. It gives you more access. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, anything you do with moderation and do with responsibility. You have a responsibility to yourself to be accountable for what you consume and what you then put out there.
Yeah. Let's take this final call as we're running out of time. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, caller. Are you there? No? Okay. This texture says here, even my 16-year-old knows that AI is a threat to her career as an artist. And to all of us, I guess, it's saying anyone who says otherwise is ignorant.
I don't disagree. I think, listen, are you going to sit by and let it be a threat, or are you going to use the thing, upskill, again, retool yourself to now become so much more efficient, so much more capable, because that your daughter, mom, has the natural ability, the natural gift, or maybe a honed gift, a practice gift, that she can now put into a platform, use with a platform to make herself even better. She has the natural ability to do it, artistically and with her hand, but she also has the imagination God gave her to say, what else can I do to now implement, to now enhance what I can do naturally and do it systematically at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. I keep saying it on the show this morning.
All right, so I want to find out more about where to read your ebook, but I have a topic for your next ebook.
Sure.
How to talk to the AI to make it think that you're on their side when they decide to take over.
Oh, Lord, help the
you
way.
work
Help
on
him,
that
Jesus.
one.
Help him, Jesus.
All right,
Help him,
so
Jesus.
again, the ebook, Lead What's Left, and that's scary too. Just lead what's left. Oh
Indeed.
boy, a field guide to leadership in the AI era. Where can we see this? Can we read this?
Yeah, I want you to go either to my LinkedIn page or to my Facebook page. The link for the book is there. It's a weird link. It's kind of hard to say, and people probably won't get it. I'll leave it with you.
You send it to me, and
so
I'll
you can
post it.
Yeah. So you can find it on Dwight's Facebook page. You can find it on my Facebook page or LinkedIn. Ahmad Rashad Thompson. You'll see the link right there to download the book. There are 3 things that are left, Dwight. Not only 3 things, but there are 3 things among those that are left: discernment, conviction, and development. People are still people, and God has given us good common sense to see through all the smoke, all the fire, all the things. And if you are going to allow a platform to actively replace you while not taking advantage of that platform, I really have to put some blame
Can I
on
have
you.
you speak to the people at ChatGPT and OpenAI? And
Yeah, man, they're my friends. I talk to them often.
You need to talk to them.
We have a group chat
They
going on,
need
you
to
know.
understand this.
Listen.
Did you hear about the AI that infiltrated the other AI platform?
Yes, and caused a whole thing.
How crazy?
Dwight.
I mean, I was thinking 2029 this was
Why?
start, but 2026 already?
Yeah. And it's, okay, as it gets better, it's going to get worse. Y'all.
Oh.
I'm not
Say that
saying to
one more
you
time.
that this
Say
is
that
some,
one more time.
as it gets better, it's going to get worse. Like anything else in the world. Like anything else that you said earlier, a human being is involved in. My discussion with this morning, my point this morning is, there are human factors that are still necessary and required in the world of work. As these systems make some jobs more efficient, in some cases remove some jobs, I need you to understand that there are still people left in these organizations that need what you offer as a leader to get them through these things. Discernment, making a decision when it costs you something. You can say AI made me do it. Did it really? A system actively made you do it. Sir, mom, I know about that.
Off air, we'll talk. I'll tell you how deep I can go with this.
Sure.
Right? Because I think this is all related in this country, but other countries as well, to get more people to think about vocational jobs so that we will be the ones making the things that the AIs can't physically make themselves while they tell us what to do and make us do things.
So an active
now I'm
slavery
sounding, you better believe, I'm sounding like a crazy person, but we'll talk about that off air.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
these are exciting times.
Indeed.
Did you see the robot fight the other robot?
Yes.
And they said that he can continue fighting even if his head is knocked off.
Yeah.
The future is beautiful.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, the moral of the story is you are responsible for what you consume and what you do. You have to be actively engaged in how you consume this information and how you produce the information. There's always going to be evil and good. The Lord said that. In any season you're in and any time you're in, there's going to be good and bad. You have to decide which of those sides you want to be on. As you are actively retooling, upskilling yourselves, what will you do with what is left? Are you going to watch it walk past you, or are you going to have to steward the way the world turns? It's up to you.
Let's go and watch Terminator and Soylent Green. Two movies,
Lord, help Dwight's mind.
movies about
Help
the
him,
future.
Lord. Help him, help him,
Two
help
of
him,
many
help him.
that actively accurately predict the future, which we are now living. But Ahmad, this is a great conversation. And we're
Thank
going to
you
have
so
many
much.
more of these as
Yes,
long as the
actively.
AIs will allow. Thank you for being here this morning. Have a great weekend. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you so much. Thank you, brother. I appreciate
I'll
you,
see
man.
you next
Bless
month
you.
after your birthday.
Indeed. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for listening today and this week. We'll be back on Monday with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great one. Stay tuned for Aaron Green and On the Clock coming up next.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Hey kids, are you ready? It's back! The Jeff Rogers Summer Basketball Camp. July 27th to 31st at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, 2 to 5 p.m. daily, and August 3rd to 8th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. for boys and girls from 5 to 18. Come enjoy the thrills of the big game alongside NBA legends and current superstars Michael Sweetbells Thompson, Michael Jr., Klay Thompson, Buddy Hield, Muggsy Bogues, and many others. Registration forms available now at the Seventh-day Adventist offices on Tony Williams Darling Highway. The Jeff Rogers Summer Basketball Camp.
New school year, new gear. From uniforms to laptops, a Fidelity personal loan can help you check every item off of your kid's school list. Jump into back-to-school season with ease. Apply for a Fidelity personal loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.